Hey guys, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews. So, told you all I wasn't going to make another ReviewTechUSA video, and I unsubscribed, and then all of a sudden, there it was in my recommended videos. And I couldn't help but to click on it, because the title got me. It was SanDisk and Nintendo ripping their customers off. Bet you can't guess what that video was about. So it goes into the prices of micro SD cards and how inflated they are. By the way, Best Buy currently has 128 gig micro SD cards by SanDisk, extreme speeds. They're the Ultra cards on sale for $29.99. That's part of their early Black Friday deals, and it'll also be a part of their Black Friday deal, which means they will have more by then and probably have some set aside for Black Friday. But if you are looking to pick up a SanDisk 128 gigabyte card, it is $30 at Best Buy right now. That is a steal for 128 gigs. Now, I mean, that company's clearly so evil. $30 for 128 gigs. I want to go ahead and state this. He goes on to talk about how they did the Nintendo licensed micro SD cards. By the way, there were Nintendo licensed SD cards for the Wii as well, which some of you may or may not know. And yes, they tend to be more pricey than a standard SD or micro SD card. We will get to that. First, we're gonna say something here. If you list off something that is not the sale price of an electronic, and you're just like, oh, here's the regular price when it isn't on sale, guess what? Here's a fun fact for you about retailers. And this is actually the companies that do this. This isn't even necessarily the retailer's fault. Retailers aren't necessarily the ones that mark down the price of an electronic. Normally, it is the manufacturer of the product marking it down and reimbursing the retailer for any profit difference that they might have between the sale price and what they paid for the product. Just an FYI there. Now, SD cards are a lot of profit. So are cables. So when you buy HDMI cables, Ethernet cables, any of that stuff, that is almost all sole profit right there. It is probably a good 80 to 90% profit from what the cost to make it actually is. So micro SD cards have been coming down in price for a while now. It's not anything new. Now, for you to list off the full price of the Nintendo branded micro SD card, not the sale price, which it's on sale pretty much everywhere you look online, Amazon, Best Buy, almost everywhere you look online, it is on sale. Most of those electronic products, when people list that sale price, like laptops, SD cards, they're normally at a sale price for 60 to 70% of the year. Just a heads up. Not all items are like that. Obviously, like a Google Home speaker, not always on sale. But most electronic items, because of what the actual markup is for the manufacturer, not the retailer, but the manufacturer, are on sale most of the year. That is a common thing. Most laptops, if I tell you a sale price and you come in a week later, it's probably still on sale even after that ad is done. Because they have to have it as a sale price because that makes you want to buy it. You see it as a sale price and you're like, man, that's a good deal. I'm going to purchase that item. But you can't say something's a sale if it's not a sale. Now, there are also laws and regulations regarding how long it has to be at full price for the year to be able to still call that its full price. Yeah, that's actually a regulated thing, by the way. That's how big of a problem this is. But those of you who don't work retail probably wouldn't know that. So if you see a laptop that's on sale and you're like, man, unless it is literally like a huge deal. Like right now, Surfaces for Black Friday are going to be marked down. Surfaces don't go on sale too often. So that would be something I would jump on. But then he also blames Nintendo for this problem. So let me go ahead and explain something. When Nintendo licenses a product, Nintendo has no say over the product. Nintendo doesn't determine the price. Nintendo does nothing. I could literally go up to Nintendo and try to license my combs. I don't make these combs, by the way. I'm just using this as an example. But let's say I wanted to paint it like Mario colors, like put a red hat on it with an M and then the bristles would be blue. If I did something like that, I could go to Nintendo and try to license this product. I would have to pay them a portion of what I just paid to license this product, hence marking up my product now to pass the cost on to you, the consumer, because that's the way this works, by the way. So when you're wearing a officially licensed Nintendo shirt, that company had to pay Nintendo to check out their product, and this is all Nintendo does. They just check it out to make sure it's not literally a piece of shit in a box. I could poop in a box for you. To make sure it's not a literal turd in a box, and they make sure that the quality is decent. Like every single one of the Nintendo cases that you see typically aren't made by Nintendo. They're officially licensed products by Hori, which means Hori literally just pays Nintendo a licensing fee so they can use their characters on it. Nintendo has no say of what they choose to charge after that. They have no say of where they choose to sell the products. You just can't depict anything Nintendo is against on the product. Like I couldn't literally put Mario bending Peach over on my t-shirt because Nintendo would then probably come after me and revoke my officially licensed product. But they cannot do that over you charging a certain amount for your SD card. And yes, if I had an SD card and I made SD cards and I just now had to pay money to have Nintendo's licensing thing on there, which they didn't have to. SanDisk chose to do this and then decided to mark it up. Now, there's a flaw here and there's an upside here. So, the thing you run into is I've literally ran into people who will only buy the officially licensed ones when I worked at GameStop. We would have people that would come in and they would literally say, I want the officially licensed Wii SD card. Are you sure? Because it's literally the same as every other SD card. Which it is. Supposedly it's optimized. There really is no huge amount of optimization. And if they do, it's all on the back end. And you're not going to notice a significant enough difference to probably even justify the price difference. Especially when you'd be looking at about $80 right now for 128 gigabytes. Which is actually pretty standard, is what they're charging for it. Or you go to Best Buy and pay $30 because it's on sale. Or you can go on Amazon, find a Best Buy, or find an Amazon price where it's sold from Amazon on sale, and then go into Best Buy and have them price match it during the rest of the year. Because Best Buy price matches Amazon. But we're apparently living under a rock, and he says that they're targeting people who just don't know. So yeah, to a degree they are. These are people that have no idea that these cards are even needed. They'll see it and they'll go, oh, maybe you need this for your Switch. And we're getting my son a Switch for Christmas. We gotta get the card. So obviously, we gotta get the Nintendo card. I will tell you this. If you didn't do that, whereas yes, they are now paying a premium for it, a lot of those parents wouldn't believe me, the salesperson, when you would tell them stuff like that when working in a game store. So they'd be like, no, it doesn't say you need it. If the box literally doesn't say you need it, they won't buy it. But then if they see the Nintendo licensing, they'll probably buy it thinking it's needed. It's kind of a crazy concept, I understand that, but I don't think you understand how uneducated some people tend to be. Now, those same people, as I said, wouldn't listen to me had I been the one to tell them. But Nintendo has no part in this. So you can't blame Nintendo going, oh, Nintendo's ripping its customers off. No, Nintendo just approved it for licensing. That's all that happened there. That's it. Nothing else. Nintendo now makes money because they paid for licensing to use Nintendo's characters. And then it had to get quality approved by Nintendo. It's crazy. So yeah, it's an SD card. It's quality approved. It's SanDisk. They're the #1 manufacturer of SD cards. I'm sure it went through the quality testing just fine. But to sit here and try to say Nintendo is some evil company because of what SanDisk is charging, do we not understand what licensing is then now? Do you get it? Do you understand? The company doesn't have much control outside of going, yes, you can put our product or our characters on your packaging. Let us see Let us see the product you're going to sell. Approved. They don't care about the price. They don't care about anything else because they don't need to know. They're not the manufacturer. That's not their business to be involved in. They're just approving for their licensed products or licensed characters to be on there. Disney licenses out so much stuff. If you are not in Florida, you won't see as much licensed Disney stuff. The licensed Disney stuff is cheaper in Florida. I'm sure it's the same way in California. I'm just using Florida as my example. But the further you get away from Disney, the higher the cost of that licensed stuff goes, which is kind of crazy. I don't really know. I'm sure in Japan, you can probably get a lot of licensed Nintendo stuff that we don't get here. But if you go into Kohl's and you look at almost every t-shirt in Kohl's that's Nintendo, it's going to have a little gold seal on it that probably says official Nintendo licensed product. That means that they went to Nintendo and said, hey, license our shirt. We want to use your characters. All right, it's a fine quality shirt. Go ahead. You can use our characters. Just don't use them in an inappropriate manner. Let us see your designs. That's it. That's all that happens. They don't ask about price. Price has nothing to do with it as long as you are willing to pay the licensing fee. And that's the way every company works. That's it. Don't blame them. Don't blame Nintendo. Don't bring Nintendo even into this concept. Oh, well, they're the ones who made it that you had to have micro SD cards. Yeah, they did. I just got 128 gigs for $30. Is this really still what we're griping about? My 64 gig that I had, I paid $14.99 for, that was in the Switch, and that was a SanDisk too. You can get good deals on them. Don't look at the one time you see it at full price. Let me find an SD card price. All you're doing is fishing for a controversy. That's it. That's all that happened there. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. I swear to God, as long as he does not talk about storage anymore, I'm done. I am literally done. If it has nothing to do with storage, licensing, or any of that stuff, you can complain about all you want. But make sure it's a logical complaint. Do your research on the complaint. Again, I like Rich. I did not like that video. I have not liked any of the stuff he's done about expandable storage because it costs more for me to have internal storage than it does for me to have expandable storage. By the way, also, while we're talking about storage, Best Buy during Black Friday, I think these deals have even started right now. The 4 terabyte My Passport, which is the portable hard drive, is $79.99. The 8 terabyte desktop hard drive, which is the one you should buy because it's desktop one, so it's going to be a faster hard drive. It's normally a 7200 RPM in the MyBooks versus a 5400 RPM drive inside of the My Passports. The 8 terabyte drive is $130 right now, so if you just picked up an Xbox One X or a PlayStation 4 Pro, you should buy one of those. It's a good deal. You're not probably going to find a better one for a little while, maybe not until next year's Black Friday. But guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments about all this. Also, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, you can click that subscribe and give that little bell a ring-a-ding-ding-dong, okay? All right? Every time you ring that bell, I grow a pair of wings. It's really painful, but go ahead and ring that bell. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll have plenty more content coming for you, so stick around.